Hey guys, how's it going? It's Target here. Welcome back to another episode of the Edmonton Oilers Be a GM. So, a couple of things that we need to address first off is signing some players. So, we're going to do that, and then we'll get through to some other key housekeeping bits. First things first, we need to re-sign Leon Draisaitl. Alright, he's probably going to want a couple mil. Let's see, he actually wants $910 for 2 years. For 3 years, $925. So, that leads me to believe that Leon Draisaitl might never get better, so he might be trade bait for us. So we're going to sign him for 3 years at $925. Actually, if he plays this year, we'll see. We'll see what happens in the offseason. If he gets better at that point, then we'll play him. But if he sits at 81 through this whole thing, I'm going to trade him away, all right? I'm going to trade him away. But let's get him at the cheapest we can, which is $790. All right, so it's a bit of a savings, and if he plays, I mean, it's that much better, right? You get that much better of a savings on him. Volk, you got Aaron Volk, who's an 80 overall playmaker. You know, the guy's going to be a stud. He's 19 years old. He can't play yet, but he's really good. And he's a guy, 4.5 red stars, he's like a Nail Yakupov, basically. I'm going to give him a contract, and he wants $975 for 3 years. You know what? I'll give you that $975 for 3 years, all right? Marco Waugh, we'll probably give him a new contract. I mean, none of these guys are really going to hit our cap space, so it's not a big deal. We want guys that have potential. Yeah, we'll give him 3 years at $830. That'll put him into the maximum, so that's pretty cheap. Greg Chase, we'll negotiate you a new contract. We'll give him $660 for 3 years. I don't know if he's going to be worth it, but... And then Ryan Moore, a sniper, 73 overall Ryan Moore. He's still unsigned. His face-offs are 69, which is okay, I suppose. They could be much, much better. But look at that shooting category and the skating category. He's got 96 agility and 95 speed, Ryan Moore. Yeah, he's got good shooting. You know what? We'll give him a contract, too. Why not? He is worth I think he's worth the money. Well, you know what? Let's see. I don't know how many people we have under contract. I don't want to be overburdened. We need to sign Justin Abdelkader. Oh, pardon me. Justin Abdelkader. He wants 2.7 for 1 year. Yeah, we'll give him the 2.7 for 1 year. I don't know where we're going to stand. Pardon me. But we're actually going to give him 2.310. All right, so we'll save 400,000. All right, 310 for Justin Abdelkader. All right, we've also got Chance Braid. He's a grinder, 80 overall. Defense is getting better. It's three defense now. It looks like what's keeping him down is his face-offs. His discipline, 82. Not bad, actually, for a grinder. But we'll give him a contract for sure. I mean, a 3.5-star grinder, even if they are red stars. That's okay. I might be able to get him at 3 years. Let's see, 1.1. That puts us at 935. So, yeah, let's get him for 3 years at 935. Absolutely. Okay. Siki. We're going to negotiate a new contract with you. He's 78 overall. 785 for... You know what? Yeah, we'll give him 785 for 3 years. Let's see who else we got here. Unsigned, we got Bolduc. 21-year-old left wing, two-way forward. We got so many depth players. You know what? I don't know that I'll leave him off for now because there's guys that are similar to him. We got Kirkland, power forward, who I'd much rather see playing. Gropp, a power forward too. You know, you got all these power forwards coming up. England. Nobody else that really needs to be signed here. Pardon me. Right wingers. Putanovs. Sniper. 77 overall at the moment. His shooting's getting better. His defense is actually not bad for a young guy. That's impressive. So we will give you a contract. He wants 815 for 2 years. 825 for 3. So we'll give him 3 years. And then Bailey, a sniper. 3.5 red stars. We will negotiate a new contract with him. He's 22 years old. He's getting better, too. 3 years, 680. We'll give him the 3 years, max him out. I'm going to release Yanni Lativiori. I don't see any need to have him around anymore. How old is he? He's 22, but he's not going to do anything more. We got so many players in the system. Lewandowski, 70 overall, not signed. You know, that's a good player right there, a power forward. We drafted him recently, just now. Not there. Defense. We need to sign Nurse and Fane. So, let's see. Nurse, what do you want, buddy? We'll take a look. 2595. Or we can get him for 3 years at 3.125. Let's get him right now at the deal because we're getting 3.125. That'll max him out. It'll be 2.670. Or 2.660, pardon me. So that was what we can get Nurse for 3 years. So let's do that. We'll lock him down for a long term. Fane. We've also got Dumoulin. Ollie I'm going to release. I'm gonna sign Fane. Just because he has done well. He's been a good little foot soldier for us. It's nice to have a defensive defenseman in there. 3 years at 295. 4 years at 895. So let's do that. So 2.895 times 0.85. That gives us 2.465. 2.465. That's not bad at all. Well, 465. There you go. So we'll save a little bit of money on Fane as well. Let's see here. Anybody else? Camps, 3.5 red stars, 75 overall. It's a good defenseman. Right now, he's sitting 1, 2, 3, 4th. Think about it. But we got a couple 4 stars. We'll give him some time. We will sign Lemieux. He's an offensive defenseman, but he's 20 years old and a UFA already. Holy shit! 820 for 3 years. You know what? I'll give you 800 for 3 years. There you go. Okay. And more will leave here. Goalies, we don't need to re-sign Tokarski. We're actually going to release him right now. And we can release both of these guys. There's no need to have them in the system. We're not going to re-sign them. They're not worth anything. And basically now we've got 4 goalies that are on the cusp of making the NHL 2. We're going to probably trade one of these away. Maybe Volrath. Not sure. Hard to say because Miles right now is the leading player. Rathian is somebody I want to keep an eye on because he's got great trade value. But for now, I think that's pretty good. So let us sim a day. Let's see if we got everybody that we wanted to get. Should be a good number of them. I don't think that we're going to miss out on anybody, but we'll see. We got a second phone. So Volk is here. Justin Ablocator decided to renew. So did Fane. And we got Bailey. We got Darnell Nurse. We got Marc-Olivier Waugh. Vincent Lemieux finally decided to join us. Well, that's because we were holding out on him. Greg Chase. Leon Draisaitl. We got Chance Braid. Oscar Siki. And we got Punanovs. There you go. So it looks like everybody we wanted to sign is signed. Let me just double check that all. I mean, there's a number of unsigned prospects here, but they're 18, 19. They can wait a little bit. Bolduc is a question mark. I mean, how many spots do I have left? I'm at 44. I'm going to hold off on signing him until free agency, and we'll see what happens here. So we're good there. We're good to go. Let's sim up to that first date in the NHL. I'm just going to get some water. My throat's drying up quick. Okay, so beginning of free agency. Let's see if there's anybody worth it. I see Andrew Ladd out there. Chris Stewart's available again. Okay, I have updated our trade block. Thanks, Coach. Let's sign some free agents. Let's have a peek here. So yeah, we've got Andrew Ladd as our top player. He's a second line player. Now, one of the guys I was thinking about getting rid of is Perron. For a big physical forward like Andrew Ladd, and his defensive awareness and everything is fantastic. He even shoots kind of the same. I mean, look, he put up 31 goals last year, 69 points. You know, he's a goal scorer, Andrew Ladd. He could be worth something to us. We got $12 million in cap space. Is that something we want to pursue, right? The thing is, we have players in place that we could go after a good power forward for that second line and a two-way forward for the top line. So before we get into all that fun stuff, the one thing that I did want to show you guys was, or talk to you guys about, was our contract situation, okay? So, one of the things people are suggesting now is, there's been two things, really. GM options, contracts. There's been 2 things. Number 1 is keeping Taylor Hall, centers, that's the problem. Connor McDavid and Nugent Hopkins as our centers. Scheifele as a winger. Trade away Draisaitl and Perron for a top line right winger, or you could just do something different. The other one that I'm kind of leaning towards, and I feel bad doing it, but trading away. I mean, it'd be nice to have Nugent Hopkins in the system too, but I just don't see it happening. With our current setup. You trade Nugent Hopkins away for a top line right winger, two-way forward. I don't know what's out there that's two-way forward. We can have a look around, but we're looking for a guy with 5-star defense because Ryan Nugent Hopkins has 4.5. And Connor McDavid has, I believe, he might be 5. He might be 5, actually. Yeah, he is 5. So I'd like to find somebody a little bit better and a natural right wing. a natural right wing. So you get that playmaker, two-way forward, and sniper all in one line. That's a nice setup. Then the second line will be Scheifele, Yakupov, and I'm wanting to do a power forward, a guy with a physical edge. I want to get some big players in our lineup. I'm wondering if that's going to help, because last year we had it set up. We seemed to be, rock solid, a team that's going to be fantastic, but unfortunately we weren't. So we are left in a conundrum. Now, we do have tons of prospects that we can use as trade bait. We have tons of prospects. You look at our depth at center. Look at how many centers we have. Just tons. And they're all, a decent number of stars. Anton Lander is not. We could trade him away for a pick. Honest to goodness, we don't need him here anymore. We got a ton of guys that are ready to play center. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4 of our prospects alone that are ready to play center. 2 was. So we could trade Lander. So I think, and we got Volk too. And Horak. Like, I think we'd probably trade away Horak and Lander. Maybe we can get a pick. Let's see here. We got left. We got Mraz. We got Zinoviev. We've got Perron, obviously. Well, let's go by overall. So there's our depth at left wing. Our left wing depth is actually appropriate. Is actually very appropriate. A second line left winger. It's 86 overall. I'd like to go over after a big power forward that's, around that overall. That would be nice for me if I could include. I know we just signed Perron last year, but you know what? It's okay. We'll be okay with that, I think. So this would be the deal, because our right wing is very shallow, like natural right wings. We're missing a fourth line right winger, and we're missing a first line right winger as it sits now. So 2 things we need to address are those. So first things first, and I agree with you guys. You know what? I think Nugent Hopkins needs to go, and then we could move Perron and something for a third, or for a left wing power forward. Or you sign Andrew Ladd. You don't have to worry. You could just trade Perron for something else. Because he wants 3 years, though, at 6.125, and that's a scary one. Now, Brian Bickle, also a power forward, he isn't quite as good. He's 84 overall. He's considered a third-line scorer, not a second, so that would be a bit of a stretch. There's Chris Stewart again. Now, let's see if there's anybody with potential. Not really. Forbert, maxed out. Burnside, not willing to gamble. I mean, there's Zucker, Jason Zucker, a left-wing two-way forward. Not good enough for what I'm looking for. Lucas Plesio, 79 overall. Yeah, okay. Not really. Well, he's 79 overall, 3.5 stars, but his defense sucks. So people are saying also we have too many grinders. So it might be nice to get a third-line left winger that's or third-line right winger that's not a grinder, get a two-way forward line, you know what I mean? So let's go by overall here, and let's see who comes out. We'll check forwards because we're looking for wingers. Chris Higgins, third-line left winger, sniper. No, not looking for a sniper. Bickle would be a good option, but 2 years at 3.3 for a fourth line player. Not really what I'm looking for. Well, I guess it'd be a right winger we want, and he'd be a fourth liner. Cam Atkinson. These guys are all depth forwards. Adam Burish, another grinder. Reeves, another grinder. Timu Pulkkinen, a sniper. You know what? Hold on. I need to look at my contracts once more. I gotta. Contracts. Let's see here. Right wingers. So we got Downey. Yeah, so we got Steve Downey. He's going to be good enough for that third line. What's his defense like? You know what? We could play Steve Downey on the fourth line. He'd be better there, a grinder. And we could do like a Chris Stewart. And then you get your natural, and then Abdelkader, he's a grinder. And then the center on the third line is a two-way forward. You know what? Let's get a two-way forward. Let's get a two-way forward here. We've got tons of cap space here. So let's sign a two-way forward right winger or a power forward. The only right winger that actually is available right now is Atkinson and Stewart. So you got Chris Stewart. He's 3.5 defense, so he's not great. But he brings a scoring edge, 83 overall. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. He could probably play that fourth line pretty well. He wants 3.35 for 2 years. All right, and then there's Bickle, who wants 3.365 for 2 years, and he's 84 overall, and nobody's interested in him, which is weird. Okay. Chris Higgins, a sniper, right? Yeah, sniper. And then Bickle and Ladd, Andrew Ladd. Bickle could be a good option for us, but he'd be playing, right wing. He's better defensively. There's no doubt about that. You know what? Let's go after Bickle. He's not worth much more. I'll give him 3.5 for 2 years. That should get him. And then he'll play the third line with Abdelkader. Maybe we'll even pick up a two-way forward for that line. because the center or a sniper for that line on the right wing. We'll see what happens here. All right, so let's go and give him 3.5. So Brian Bickle, 3.5. There you go. Add a power forward. That's something we don't have. Now, we need to go to GM options, trade negotiations, and we're going to be going to the trading block. So what we're looking for here is we're looking for a first line forward. Doesn't matter the age. What I need, though, is good defense, good physical, at least 4.5 stars, and I need good shooting. Okay, so at least 4.5 stars on that. So I don't know what's going to be available in terms of that. Jonathan Toews is the only one that's available. Jonathan Toews, two-way forward center. Not what I'm looking for, I guess. His physical category is not that great. Okay, so maybe I'll lower the physical category. I don't need that physical player for the top line. Okay. Let us lower the physical to 4 stars. Let's see what comes up there. All right, so you get a few more. But no, like you can get two-way forwards here. Joe Pavelski, Bergeron, that's the type of guys we want, I suppose. Or Sidney Crosby. You know, not what I want, though. I mean, Jonathan Toews for Nugent Hopkins, would that go through? But then you got another center, a left-wing center. I would like a right-wing player, like Joe Pavelski. A right-wing player. He's a good skater. He's got great defense. He's a two-way forward, but he's not a right wing. I want to find that natural right wing. Okay, so let me drop everything to minimum 4 stars. Except for defense. I really want defense to... Well, you know what? I want defense to be 4.5 then. At the very least. 4.5. And I want everything else to be 4.5. So let's see. Maybe not physical. Okay, so this opens it up a little bit, and you get a Corey Perry. All right, Corey Perry's a sniper. He is a sniper. 92 overall. His shooting category is through the roof. His defense is 4.5 stars. Good physical play. Like, really good physical play. Skating is great. Like, the guy's a beast. And I think somebody suggested Corey Perry, but Corey Perry's 33. That's the only problem with that. Now, we could easily probably trade Corey Perry for Nugent Hopkins, pardon me. But do we want to do that? Anze Kopitar is a left-handed. John Tavares is a right-handed shooter. 79 face-offs. You know, he's a good shooter. He could help. How old is he? He's probably 27. Corey Perry is 33. Ryan Getzlaf. I mean, Ryan Getzlaf is a beast, a power forward. That'd be a sick line, actually. Ryan Getzlaf. But 33 again, and Eric Stahl's much older. So let me drop the defense down. Oh, I did. Let's drop the physical down to 4, because that's not quite as important to me. So this opens it up a little bit more. You get a TJ Oshie in there. Right wingers. So there's Perry and Oshie are the only right wingers. All right. How about, can you go shoots right? Can you do that? Because I'm more worried about which hand they shoot with. I don't know if that is actually an option you can sort by. No, you can't. Okay. All right, so... yeah, this is all we get. We get Nate McKinnon, 92 overall playmaking center. He's a right-handed player. Not as good of a shot. Good passing, though. Defense, 4.5 stars. But look at his shot blocking. It's terrible. Bergeron, you know, he's the creme de la creme sort of two-way forwards. Besides Toews, who's got fantastic defensive levels. Nobody's really a right winger, though. Or a right-handed player. Which sucks. Corey Perry. I keep coming back to Corey Perry, but 33 years old. He's not going to have many good years left. And then we're trading away a guy that's 24. You know? It just doesn't seem like something I want to do, you know? Just doesn't seem like something I want to do. If I look at all forwards... Barkov, is he a right-handed? He's a lefty, yeah. He's got good defense already. Pretty solid stick checking. Not the best shot blocking, but that's okay. Defensive awareness, what was it, 89? Tavares. Let's see him again. Yeah, he's a pretty good option, too. I mean, John Tavares is a good option. Galchenyuk, he's a righty, isn't he? No, he's a lefty, too. 90 overall. Kopitar, he's a lefty. Jamie Benn's a lefty. Crosby's a lefty. Sagan's a righty. He's 94 overall. I cannot believe how good Tyler Seguin is in this game. It's retarded. Look at it. It's his speed and acceleration and everything. 98 acceleration. Give me a break. Better than Taylor Hall. And Steven Stamkos, 94 overall. Yeah, no, that's not what I'm looking for. Now, what if I went down and I did this? I took the shooting down and put the physical up. And you get Corey Perry again. That's about all you get. All right. That's all you get for physical players. Now, what if I did this? And I took the physical down. Who do we get now? Do we get any right wingers? Is this what we did before? Yeah, Perry and Oshie. That's all you get. And then in puck skills, how about shooting all the way down? Puck skills, 4.5. Who do we get now? Probably the same guys, I'd imagine. It's probably the same, yeah. Corey Perry and TJ Oshie. So I don't know who to do on that one. That's a tough question. I mean, he's an $8.6 million cap hit. So if I go to Corey Perry, who they're not going to want to get rid of, and I trade him for Nugent Hopkins, whose trade at value is actually higher because of the fact that Nugent Hopkins is 25 years old. His defense is really good. Not his shot blocking, but his defense is really good. It's his physical category that lacks a little bit, you know. I don't know what to do. I'm really, really torn. Do we just play him at center? Is that what we do? Do we just play Taylor or Nugent Hopkins at center? Like, it's tough to call. Take him off. Let's throw Scheifele on there. Scheifele and Draisaitl. They want both. For Corey Perry. But they don't want, that's not quite enough. You'd have to give up one of our goalies. They don't want any of them. That's a problem. Goalies. You know, you look at Miles, Volrath. You'd have to throw in Volrath too, and a pick, you know, in order to get that to go through. So I don't know what I guys should do, guys. I'm going to leave it there, though. I'll leave it up to you guys. What do we do? What do we do? Do we just try it again to see what happens? Or do we just pick up a nice... You know what? Another option for us, too, is to just find a... hold on. Let's clear this. The other option that we have is just to find a second line forward with a physical category, you know? Physical and good 5-star let's do a 4-star physical, 5-star defense. You get Kessler and Stahl, 2 forwards. Now, what if I take away the defense and put it to 4.5 instead of 5? Because that's better than Perron. So you get a number of guys like Ryan O'Reilly. There's a dynamite player right there, a 2-way forward, Ryan O'Reilly. But I said I wanted a power forward, and there's Andrew Ladd. Andrew Ladd falls in that category. Brent Burns falls in that category. That's pretty much it. I mean, Bozak is a 2-way forward. Mike Richards is a 2-way forward. Dubinsky's a 2-way forward. We could just sign, what's his name, Andrew Ladd at that cap hit. We could do that. What do we do? Oh, and there's also, I forgot, Gabriel Landeskog. There you go. There's a good option. But, you know, you wouldn't be able to trade Perron straight across for Gabriel Landeskog. It'd have to be Perron. I mean, this guy's good. This guy's good. There's no doubt about it. 4.5 stars everywhere. And look at Shaw. Andrew Shaw, 88 overall grinder. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, if you traded Landeskog for Perron. All right, where's David Perron? Okay. And then you'd have to throw on Draisaitl. You'd have to throw those 2 guys on there. And in terms of cap hit, it'd have to be something else. They only want Carey Price. And you need to throw on somebody that they want. Because they don't want anybody right now. If you want by overall, anybody with low overall with high value, Volk. You know, Volk. And that's about it. So it'd have to be like Volk thrown in there too. I don't know. It's a tough decision, guys, okay? But you guys got to help me out with this one. What do we do? So I'll leave it there. Until next time, I'm Target Audience, and I'll catch you guys out on the ice.